To make concern, it's a cool podcast. Listen with your friends or listen with your dog, man. Subscribe today or I'll be in your closet. To make concern, that's a really cool podcast. Hey yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of To Make Concern. We are back once again with another episode for y'all. We are your hosts. He is Steven. My name is Will. And if you've never seen the podcast before, this is where I deliver topics to him. We engage in fun conversations, some nice banter, and of course, a good deal of banter.
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
Because you said nice banter, as if we're nice to each other.
Like, no, like the banter is like it's of nice quality, as if to say nice.
Nice.
Like, you know how when you do something impressive, and like you see something impressive, you just go nice.
Or when you see the number 69.
Yeah, you just go nice.
Nice.
Anyways, how are you, Steven?
I am doing great. As you guys may have noticed, I am not in Steven's corner today. There's a kind of not really that interesting story behind it. Basically, I had scheduled to get Steven's corner today, but I had a thing that I was doing before, which is why I was asking to record at 7:30 instead of 7. I had scheduled the room for 7:30, or sorry, 7. I was trying to change it to 7:30, but I couldn't figure out how to change the reservation, so I just said, you know what, whatever. I'll just record it here.
You know what? Steven's corner is just not made for this episode. This episode's going to be amazing enough on its own. I don't think we need the assistance of the Steven's corner presence to make it any more better. In fact, if he had done that, this episode might have been too good.
Yeah, it would have been too good for the algorithm. It would have broke the internet.
It really would. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I of course am doing the best I can, considering that college is underway and
same for me, honestly.
Yeah, academics is going on, and it's just so fun. Yeah.
We're just a couple of sad college kids living a sad life.
But that doesn't matter because we're here to bring happy times.
Right. You can enjoy only the content of this podcast, which Will has assured me is going to be a certified banger today.
Yes, this is going to be a certified banger to try and make your day better.
A certified banger that is not brought to you by HyperX, because I'm not in Steven's
my
corner.
microphone still is.
Yeah.
That's me. No matter what, these episodes will always be brought to you by HyperX, whether I wanted to or not.
Yeah, before we started recording, Will was talking about how his microphone didn't pick up when he was screaming. And
yeah, it seems to be some weird like audio cutoff thing that like Discord has.
Yeah.
That, like whenever I like yell, like it just won't pick up at all. It's like I'm overwhelming the audio levels.
It's probably clipping the audio at like a certain volume.
Yeah, clipping. That's the proper term for it, clipping.
You're in film studies. How do you not know this?
We're learning about filming stuff. We didn't really get much into audio.
You're supposed to know about audio.
We just do on set stuff, like all that stuff.
Isn't there audio on set? Isn't there audio on set?
But it's like usually just a guy who's like in charge of that, like, and then a guy who like does the boom mic, and then the editor deals with it. That's kind of how
you have to be that guy.
Like we're on set and we're like, is this gonna work? And then we're just like, and the editor will figure it out.
The editor will figure it out.
Yeah. But anyways, we talked about whether or not we're happy. One group of people that I know are not happy are the Baltimore Ravens. I completely butchered that. Let me try again. The Baltimore Ravens. At the time of recording this, the Ravens-Chiefs game happened last night, and while we're recording, the Packers and Eagles game is going on right now, and on my screen I have the podcast on the left side, the topics in the middle, and then on the right side is the score. of this game. Because it's happening on a streaming service called Peacock, which is a streaming service that I'm pretty sure 3% of the population has, and that's being generous because no one has it.
I've seen commercials
Um,
for it before, to be fair. So like
yeah,
I
but
know
like,
what it is, but I don't actually
yeah,
know
but
of
like,
anybody who has
a lot
it.
of people don't actually have it outside of wrestling fans because I know a lot of wrestling stuff
Wrestling fans.
goes on.
Oh yeah, all
Yeah,
3% of the population that is wrestling fans.
I don't know how many people actually have it, but it's not as big as Netflix. I think we can all agree. Uh,
Wait, does
but that's
Netflix have sports?
that's the funny thing, actually. Now that you mention it, Netflix is actually going to host a couple of NFL games on
Wait, I've
Christmas.
never thought of like obviously Netflix is a streaming service, but I've never thought of it being one that has sports on it.
Well, this year they do.
Introducing Netflix Sports.
Yeah, Netflix is like that. They're tapping into like they're uh doing a lot more live events. Um, Earlier this year they had a live event of I don't know if you're aware of roast events where a celebrity comes on and they basically roast the celebrity. It's basically just like insults, but it's just
I
like
mean,
trying to come up with the best way to make fun of someone
I know what
on
roasting
stage.
is, but I've never heard of it
Yeah,
being like an
but
event.
yeah, it's they did an event with Tom Brady, who's a very famous
Tom Brady.
quarterback, and they did basically the roast of Tom Brady. They did that, and recently, earlier this week on Labor Day, they had an event where two competitive eaters who are like well
Competitive
known. They
eaters.
did like they had a big event where they see who ate the most hot dogs. So yeah, Netflix.
Classic.
Yeah, it was Joey Chestnut and something Kobayashi. They're apparently two well known uh competitive
Apparently,
eaters.
that makes it sound like they're not that well known.
I only recognize Joey Chestnut because he was in a few Mr. Beast videos, and the other guy, I think I've seen a couple of his videos, but yeah, spoilers, Joey Chestnut won. It wasn't really even a competition. He just kind of dominated the entire the entire event. I forgot exactly how many he ate. It was like 10 minutes. He ate like 70 something. 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes. So so yeah. But that's not even what I was trying to say. What I wanted to talk about was this Ravens Chiefs game, because there's a little bit of controversy with this game, with a lot of people pointing their finger at the refs
I feel like
for
there's a lot of ref related controversy in the NFL in general, just from like content that I've seen online.
yeah. It's usually a meme with like the
Yeah.
refs and the Chiefs because the Chiefs are like reigning champions, and and the main joke is that the refs will always favor the team that are like doing the best. But in this game, what was happening was there was a penalty call that was continuously being thrown at the Ravens for an illegal formation. Basically, the offensive linemen weren't getting formated legally within the NFL rules, and they were being penalized this particular penalty several times during the game, but not once did the Chiefs get penalized this thing, despite several like snapshots of them doing the same thing. And additionally, there was a false start penalty that the Chiefs blatantly did that got ignored by the refs, either missed intentionally or unintentionally. So basically, people aren't happy with the refs, and that's the main thing that happened with this. That people got out of this opening kickoff game, uh, and also this game had a heartbreaking end for the Ravens. So to basically set the scene for you, the score was 20-27. The Chiefs were ahead by 7 points, but the Ravens they were in the red zone. All they needed to do was get a touchdown and tie it up in order to get into overtime. But they only had a few seconds left. So Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for Ravens, he threw it, and the guy while time expired, the guy caught it, and he was at the edge of out of bounds, and they determined that he was out of bounds only by just slightly one of his toes in his cleats being out of bounds. I could probably pull up the image to show you how close it actually was.
Wow, he's actually gonna pull it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen right now to show y'all. But yeah, it was like close. It was like actually really close. If you take a look at that, like zoom in on his foot there, his just barely by a toe out of bounds, and they determined it out of bounds. Did you get it?
Oh. Oh, it's because I have my Discord in full screen for the podcast. I have to look at it on my phone.
Oh,
Let's see.
Yeah, that's
Let's
right.
see this.
Yeah, just look at it.
Oh my gosh.
Like you'll have to like zoom in. To
Yeah,
see
at that
just
distance,
the slightest bit of his cleats
like
being out of bounds.
if you look at the line between the green and the white, then like, sure, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
that is super close.
They determined that to be out of bounds.
That is super close. I don't know how.
And because of that, the Ravens lost and the Chiefs won. So, yeah, Raven fans, they're going through it right now.
That's like he has like a couple molecules of his shoe over that line.
Yeah.
At most.
It's basically become a meme of the cursed toe, because his toe being out of bounds cost them the game.
Man.
And yeah.
If your toe is out of bounds, just don't have your toe out of bounds. It's not that hard.
So yeah, that's a lot of contention with that game.
Just step on the green part and not the white part. Like
there might be contention with this Packers and Eagles game. I don't know. As of right now, the second quarter has started, and the Eagles have the ball, and Packers is ahead by 6. But
yeah, guys. So if Will's mood randomly changes in the middle of the podcast, then you guys will know why.
Like, whoa! Because I'm rooting for the Packers to win. Like, the Packers aren't one of my favorite teams, but they're one of the more likable teams in my opinion. Like, I like the Eagles too, but the Packers, like, if the Falcons don't make it to the playoffs or like well into the playoffs, then I'm rooting for the Packers too, because
it's the Green Bay Packers.
And it's my dad's favorite team, so there's that.
Even though y'all are literally from the same place. Or wait, I don't know where he's originally from.
Yeah, he's from Alabama.
Okay. The what, like, okay, yeah. So like, just out of curiosity, like, has he ever like told you the reason why the Packers are his favorite team?
I don't know. I think he said he likes the fact that the Packers are the only team where the fans kind of own the team. And every other team, they have like an owner, but for the Packers, they have a CEO, but they don't have an official owner. They kind of have the attitude that the fans are the owners of the team. And I think that's what he noted as what he likes about the team.
That's an interesting sentiment, but
yeah. I could probably text him and ask him why the Packers are his favorite team, if you want me to, and I'll comment on it later whenever I do get that text.
Be like,
back.
Hey Dad, why do you like the Packers? It's gonna be such a random question.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the NFL kickoff game for y'all. And for those of you who don't like the NFL, don't worry, I am switing topics.
Or if you're like me, or if you're like me and you just don't care about the NFL at all.
Here's the deal. Wait. We're not going to turn this podcast into an NFL channel. However, if you do want an NFL channel, then I have just opened a new YouTube channel where I will actually talk about the NFL.
I actually watched the video, like the first video that he made on the channel, because he posted it in our
Yeah,
Discord server, which, by the way, plug for the Discord server. If you're
yeah,
not in
plug for the
there,
Discord
go
server.
join. It's really
But
cool.
yeah, but yeah, if you want to watch me talk about NFL, I'm gonna post a video after the Falcons game goes on. Every week, I'm just gonna post videos on like every Falcons game and just talking about it and stuff. And while I'm talking, the Eagles just got a touchdown, so they're currently winning that game. So
Oh,
yeah, there's
there you
that.
go, guys. There you go.
Yeah, that's gonna be the only NFL input for the rest of this episode. Me talking about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
my channel is gonna be called Dub I Double L. And if you're wondering why I called it that, I have my reasons. I'm gonna let y'all figure it out. So yeah, if you want, I'm gonna link in the description.
He has reasons, but he's not going to tell you those reasons. Why would he do that?
That actually is an interesting reason for why I decided to call it Dub I Double L. Once I explain it, it makes sense, but I'm keeping it kind of a mystery. All you need to know is it's my NFL channel.
Yeah, that's the only important part.
Yeah. So yeah. So a few days ago, I was going through a drive-through. I think I was getting like breakfast or something, and I was behind a truck, and I've seen quite a few stickers on people's cars before that are kind of out there, you know. I'm sure you've seen your fair share before.
Yeah. Those
Like
those
a
ones that are
common,
just kind of like out of pocket and just make you say, "Well, I mean that's a sticker, that's a sticker, all right."
they definitely put it on their they definitely put it on their car. But this particular one, I wanted to tell you. I wanted to get your opinions on it. It was on a truck, and the sticker said, "No airbags. We die like real men."
No.
That
Not
that is 100. That is 100% what it said. It said, "No airbags. We die like real men."
not only is that completely unsafe, that is also completely illegal in most states, or maybe in all states. I don't know. I'm pretty sure airbags are required to be on cars as safety equipment. So I mean,
Yeah. I just want to
and
talk more about the sentiment. Like the sentiment of it saying that like if you die in a car crash without proper safety, that equals you being a real man.
yeah, we don't
I wanted
accept
to get your
any.
opinion on that because it's quite the out there. Like you said, it's one of those stickers that's pretty out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the sentiment of like it's one of those things where it's like, and I've seen this in a few other different places of like, you know, like real men don't need like insert random safety equipment or something like that because they're just like, we're tough, we don't need it. But like when you have a piece of safety equipment that is designed to protect you from literally dying, I don't think it's really necessarily more manly to like value your life. I don't think I don't think not valuing your life is something that makes you more of a man.
Yeah, and it's crazy too how they phrase it. Like we die like real men.
Yeah,
Like
like
if we're gonna
like
go out,
dying
we're
is
gonna go
manly.
out, blood gushing everywhere, glass shattering through the windshield, like
It's
boom.
like we're not just gonna die. We're gonna die like men.
We're gonna die like men. We're gonna have our guts on the street. We're gonna have blood spewing out everywhere. We're just gonna let the world know that we died in
We
this car
are
crash. We're not
men,
gonna
and
we're not
we
gonna
died
get
like
really
men.
injured. We're not just gonna get this cushiony thing. No, we don't need cushioning.
We don't need
We
cushion.
need
We'll
our-
take the hard
we
metal
need
to
our
the
dignity
face.
as men. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that's such a weird. I don't know.
Yeah. That's like rock climbing It's like,
Yeah.
right, put your safety harness on so that if you fall, you don't,
We don't
die.
need
It's
safety
like,
harness.
"Screw that. We don't need ropes to pull us up. We'll climb back up like we.
And
we fall, we'll fall like men.
We fall like men.
We'll face that ground ourselves."
Title of this episode: Real men die like men.
Yeah, just getting injured is so beta.
Yeah.
The true alpha move is to let yourself get killed.
Like I said, that's just such a weird sentiment. It's like, I'm a man and I still value my life, so like,
yeah. And we could also, like, if we want to, we could bring this to the bigger topic of like toxic masculinity.
yeah,
Like, this is a big
because
conversation.
this definitely seems like a
people
case of that.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about this before, but when someone like Andrew Tate was someone that people cared about, one of his big things was promoting being an alpha male, and his way of doing it was basically to just be incredibly misogynistic, and that was basically it.
Yeah, but that's getting a little bit deeper into the weeds than this podcast goes.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a bunch of people yelling us in the comments.
So all I'm gonna say with this segment is, if you die in a car crash, you're just a car crash victim.
You're just a car crash victim, yeah.
Yeah. Just because you don't have the airbags, it doesn't mean you're a real man.
Here's my PSA. If you die in a car crash, your legacy is not gonna be, oh boy, he went out like a real man. He really just took it. The sentiment is gonna be like, when people find out that you were in the car with no airbags because you thought that it made you look more manly. The sentiment when people learn about that is gonna be
no seatbelt either.
Yeah. The sentiment is gonna be, boy, that guy really he had it coming, because he was riding the car with no seatbelt and no airbags. So like, he really deserved. They're basically gonna say that you deserved it, and in my opinion, you did. If you get in a car crash and you die,
yeah,
and the reason you died,
Jacksonville with that sticker, we're telling you that you deserve to die.
It's a matter of like, it sounds like a terrible thing to say, but it's a matter of like, you were just asking for it, right? That seatbelts and airbags are there to preserve your life, and if you know that fact and you actively make a conscious decision to ignore it, and you get in a car crash and you die as a result, that was your fault and you deserved it. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
Anyways, car crash victim insulting aside.
Insulting.
That's I'm not saying that's what you were doing. I'm just saying, because I agree. I agree with what you were saying.
Yeah. To be fair,
if you
disclaimer, I'm talking only about people who like would deliberately ignore safety measures like that. Like, I'm not making fun of people who get into a car crash who were wearing their seatbelts and doing things properly and still died. Like, that's still obviously a bad thing. I'm just talking about in the specific case where somebody is literally intentionally ignoring safety measures like seatbelts and airbags. Those people in particular, I do not feel I don't feel bad for them.
Right. Packers just got another touchdown. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, we're just gonna have NFL updates for the.
That's what I'm gonna do, because I am like monitoring the scoreboard. Because like I said, I don't got Peacock. So if I had Peacock and if I could watch the game, then we would be doing this podcast another time.
Yeah. Will wouldn't have called me and said, "Hey, you want to record a podcast today?"
Yeah. All right. So there's no more ignoring it. It's kind of probably already in the title. Let's talk about that Minecraft movie trailer. Let's
address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So
All right. Why don't you start?
so
'Cause
okay.
I want to know your genuine opinions on
Okay,
this.
so for those of you who don't know, which I imagine is very few of you because this has ripped through the internet like nothing you've ever seen, there is
Yes.
going to be a Minecraft movie. Yes, this is real. It's not like a weird April Fool's joke in September, and it's not like a fake thing that somebody put out. This is an actual official teaser trailer that Warner Bros
Yeah.
themselves put out
Warner Bros.
of the
themselves,
they
they upload this.
the actual title is a Minecraft movie, not the Minecraft movie, a Minecraft movie.
Yeah, that's as if to say there's gonna be more of them. Like the next one's gonna be another Minecraft
Another
movie.
Minecraft movie, yeah.
The third one's gonna be a third Minecraft movie.
But for some reason, in their infinite wisdom, and I don't know what studio is actually producing this movie, but whatever studio it was, in their infinite wisdom, they saw fit to
Well,
make the
to be
movie
fair, you did just say Warner Brothers.
Warner
So, I
Brothers.
mean,
Well, Warner Brothers is like the overseeing company, but they might be like a smaller studio that's doing it. I don't know. But
that's true.
whatever studio is doing it, they saw fit to make the movie about a video game that is literally made of blocks. And a lot of people actually compare it to Legos as a joke. People will call Minecraft Legos. I don't know. You may have heard it, may have
Yeah, I
not.
just looked it up. Apparently, Mojang themselves are the studio. They have a studio
Wow.
and they're the ones who made this.
That's literally just this. It's, yeah.
I'm looking up right now. Production companies with Legendary Pictures, Virgo Entertainment, On the Roam, and Mojang, and it was distributed by Warner Brothers.
Yeah. But the point, the
So,
main, the point being that those people, the ones who are making this movie, saw fit to make the Lego block game a live action movie.
Yes.
I will say that again for emphasis. The Minecraft movie that is about the game Minecraft is going to be live action.
As in to say, there are live action characters, but everything else is CG.
Yeah, well, it's CGI, but it's done realistically. And also, I will say, they tried their best to make it realistic, but as hard as they tried, in the trailer, you can see how out of place the live action actors look in the CGI environment.
Yeah.
It is so jarring. Like when I first saw that,
it's really jarring.
it's like when I was watching the trailer, and if you watched the trailer, you may have seen the same thing. But I was watching the trailer. They opened the trailer by showing like a shot of like the landscape, and you can tell like it's Minecraft. They show everything, and then they cut to just like the people, the actors appearing, and the difference between them and the environment, and like how much the graphical style just does not fit together is extremely jarring.
The lighting doesn't match. You can tell it was filmed in a studio, and they just slapped it onto a background of Minecraft.
I'm pretty sure that they most definitely filmed like the actors in front of just a giant green screen.
Yes. That is 100% what they did. It's just like you don't believe for a second that they are actually in this world.
Yeah, it looks
like you said, it's a very jarring difference of like this blocky world, and then these real people who just walk into it.
Yeah, it is
like, and like you said,
something.
the CG characters, as hard as they try to make like them look realistic, it's almost their fault really, because a lot of them they give very weird textures. They give the creeper in this fur. They make him look like a fuzzy creature.
It looks
and like it just looks uncanny. It looks very odd.
It looks honestly very similar to some of those, like if you've ever seen like a realistic Minecraft texture pack like for the actual game.
Yes.
It looks very similar to that. And
a lot of people were comparing it to that. Like they just installed a realistic Minecraft mod, and then they just threw actors on top of it.
Pretty much. That's about what it could be compared to. It's honestly that's what it looks like. So yeah, they don't really go into much detail about the story. It's actually a pretty short trailer. It's only like I think it's just over a minute.
From the look of it, you can just tell what kind of movie this is. It's the same exact
Yeah.
of these type of movies of like going into another world and just looking around like, what the like this is a quote from the movie, what the hell is this? And it's like, which
Yeah.
is weird because I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a kids movie, but that's besides the point.
Well,
Um
I'm to be fair, in like over in the past few years, the standards for what can be considered a kids movie have kind of been changing. There are several Disney
I'm not
movies
saying there's
that
not
have
like
some language in
uses
them.
of the word hell in kids movies, but I'm just saying with Minecraft especially, just like having someone say, what the hell? And it's like,
Yeah.
whoa. Like what like what? And then obviously the biggest elephant in the room relating to this, Jack Black. God bless that man because he is not gonna hear the end of this.
Yeah.
Uh,
First it was the Mario movie, now this.
My name is Steve. That's how people introduce themselves, especially
Yeah.
Steve from Minecraft, who we all know has the personality that reflects Jack Black just so
Yeah,
perfectly.
exactly, yeah. And also, I hate
Yeah.
like I'm not sure how I feel about the implication that because the way that he introduces himself in the trailer, it's not directly stated, but it's pretty heavily implied that Steve is like, cuz Steve in the actual Minecraft game, Steve is like the name of the player, like the canon name of the player
Yeah.
character. So like the person who's playing the game, but yet the none of the people who like enter the Minecraft world are Steve, and the movie implies that Steve is just part of the world already and not like a player character but just a character in the game, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
The thing about Steve is there's no lore attached to him. He's just a blank
uh
slate for people to play
well
as just an
well
enthusiast character.
Matt Pat would like to argue with you.
Whatever fan theories or whatever the crap, the initial idea behind the character design of Steve was so for him to be a blank slate
the
as like a guy character.
the
Guy
20
character. And then later
something the 20
and then
something
later on,
Minecraft game theories would like to
I'm
argue
sure
with
they
you.
added, I'm sure they added some shit to the lore, but
Also,
like, and
another
also, if that is the case, I'm pretty sure that's not reflected in the movie. I'm pretty sure not one of the updates were, oh yeah, he has a personality similar to Jack Black.
What? That's not the point. That's not the point. The point wasn't about
All
the
right,
actor. The point I was making was of the premise of like Steve being like a part of the game rather than, which I mean, I guess technically you could make the argument that he is, but like I said, he's canonically the player character, and so
Yeah, I
it
was
just
making
feels
the argument that like
it feels kind of
it's
weird
like
that they
yeah.
have him in the movie portrayed as just someone who's there and exists within the world and doesn't like isn't external to the world like a player
I mean, to
character
be
would
fair, what else are you supposed to do with the character? That's just kind of
be.
a
I mean, I
flaw with the
guess
idea of doing a movie at all on
I
Minecraft. Like, what else
guess
are you supposed to do?
I guess it's just weird. Minecraft, and this, it also kind of stems from the fact that like Minecraft in itself is inherently a game. Sorry, yes, a game that is a little bit difficult to even make a movie on in the first place because of
Yeah,
the fact
because
that the game
it's a
has no
sandbox.
defined. Yeah, it's a sandbox. It
Yeah,
has no
it's
defined
a sandbox
story.
game.
There are a few very vague lore elements in the game, but they really are not that big and are not a huge part of the gameplay. And so it's very difficult to, because you're basically writing from scratch essentially. You're basically writing a story, just like a from scratch original story, and just using Minecraft as the world in which it takes place. That's essentially what you're doing
Was a
when you decide to
kind
make a
word
movie
to
like
say
this.
for this, 'cause, like, not to interject, but original is a kind word to say for
Yeah,
this
okay.
because this
Yeah,
is
original is probably not a good term
yeah,
for it, but from scratch,
because
basically.
just because people in the real world entering this world just being like, "Whoa, how crazy!"
Yeah,
and Jack
it's
Black being
definitely
there like,
something that we've
"Hi, I'm
seen
Steve."
before.
Yeah, a lot of people make the comparison to Jumanji, a movie that Jack Black was also in, and it really is just about like coming across this game and getting sucked into it, and like being in the game of Jumanji, and then having to adapt to it.
Yeah, it's
and
a
trying to
it's a
escape,
it's a
trying to
story.
escape the game, while also doing some sort of quest to leave. You know,
It's a concept and a plot device that is not new, basically.
yes, like it is like embarrassing, like how unoriginal it is. Like it's basically isekai,
Yeah,
which I don't know if you.
that was the term my
Yeah,
roommate. My roommate was one of the people who like also discovered the trailer for it.
Eagles just got another touchdown. Sorry, go ahead.
My roommate was also one of the people one of the people who I communicate with, at least, who like discovered the trailer and told me about it, which at that point I had already been informed of it by Will. I just hadn't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But
I was
yeah.
in class and I was going through some media news and I saw it and I watched it, and as soon as I watched it, I was like, "Yep, sending this to
Yeah,
Steven now."
this is gonna be a podcast topic.
Yeah,
Can't
most
not talk
definitely.
about this one.
Yeah,
But yeah, so basically, but isekai, as you said, is the term that my roommate used to like basically this
yeah.
general idea of like X character gets trapped in X game and has to adapt to the mechanics, etc., is a
Yeah, for those
genre
who don't
that
know
is
what
called
isekai
isekai.
is, the blanket statement of like the premise is a guy gets traveled to another world filled with
Yeah,
fantasy and big boobed women,
and big boobed
usually.
women.
I mean, that's usually what happens. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, yeah, well,
But
because isekai is kind of an anime term, and you know, anime is kind of
right.
big
But
boobed
it
women are
applies to a lot of other,
not
like,
scarce in
when
anime.
executives are trying to make a movie and it's like, we don't know what story to tell. Let's just do an isekai, and that's what they did.
Yeah, well, and I think that that stems a little bit from, because like I said, Minecraft being the sandbox game, a game that doesn't really have a baseline story for you to work off of, and you just have to kind of make up your own. And the studio, you know, apparently they just like you said, it's the, you know, we don't know what to make, just make an isekai. They didn't know what to make because
Yeah,
Minecraft doesn't really have a direction for them to go in, so they have nothing to go off of, and they need to come up with a story for the Minecraft movie, and they said, okay, you know what, just make an isekai.
I want to bring attention real quick to a game that has kind of been forgotten about, but as of recently, it's been brought back up. There was a game released by Minecraft called Minecraft Story Mode, and
Oh
it was
yeah,
produced by the same studio that did the Walking Dead game.
Telltale
Basically, it was
Games,
a
yeah.
point and click Telltale Games. And it was basically a point and click adventure game where you go through, and they basically made a story based in Minecraft. They didn't make it an isekai. They didn't make it
Yeah, and
whatever.
to be
Made,
fair,
they
Minecraft story
created
mode
their
was
own
actually a pretty decent story.
Yeah, they made their own set of characters that exist within the Minecraft universe, and they had a story where they tinkered a little bit with the continuity of the games. Like they create this whole different creature that doesn't
Yeah,
exist,
it
but
it was
because it was an interesting story, people didn't care, and they had this whole lore about the Order of the Stone and like these legend Minecraft heroes. Like they
nothing
made it an
built can
actual
last
story.
forever, and every legend, no matter how strong, fades with time.
Yeah, that's how it started.
That's it. It
But
was like
yeah,
they had like the whole
but by the
intro
way,
exposition.
interesting fun fact. Apparently, why they were called the Order of the Stone was because Minecraft was initially going to be called Minecraft Order of the Stone before they just changed it to just Minecraft. So
Yeah,
just throwing a random fun fact out there. But yeah, that's an example of if you want to do a Minecraft movie, you could do something like that.
yeah.
Thing that people like, so that people couldn't predict what the story was. Like you
And the
could
thing was
just
like
take advantage
because
of
Minecraft
the
Story Mode had a lot of they had a lot of extra like content and mechanics that weren't part of the actual game, but it was fine and nobody complained about it because it was a good story, and those extra
well,
content and
people did
mechanics.
complain about it,
Well, yeah,
but
but
I
I
don't
mean,
think they're
but the
complaining
point
much
being,
now.
you don't have to stick like when you make a movie out of a video game, you don't necessarily have to like hard stick to that game's mechanics. And to be fair, I doubt that the movie actually will. I highly doubt that it's going to be perfectly consistent with Minecraft's game mechanics because
Oh, trust. Did you see that scene in the trailer where Jason Momoa he crafts something and it doesn't look like any Minecraft item ever. Like,
yeah,
hold on, let me actually look at the mic. Let me go through the story real quick. I mean, not the story, the
the
trailer real quick. Let me
story.
find that moment. Yes,
to
let me
to
look
be
through the
fair, and
story.
also for reference, I want to point out for the viewers just to like know where I'm coming from. I've only seen the trailer once. I watched through it one time
I
and
watched it a couple.
I had seen
I've seen people
enough.
talk about it. I've just seen it.
I didn't need to see any more than that. I already knew how bad it was
I
going to
mean,
be.
that's fair. That is most definitely fair. But yeah, let me just show you this right here. You might have to pull out your phone again
I
to
will.
see it.
Yeah, because I have to record
But yeah,
Discord in full
what?
screen.
Like, where in Minecraft do you see something like this, where it just looks like two buckets tied together with chains?
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, and
Yeah. So even they are not following Minecraft continuity all the way. So it's like, yeah.
also looking at the shelf in the background to see if I can notice anything that's not from Minecraft. There's diamond helmets, there's fireworks, there's TNT, there's a potion of unknown type.
I'm
There's
also gonna have to put this up on
books.
screen for the viewers. I've been
I
slacking
think
on that, by the way.
that's a melon on the top shelf. I can't tell. There's
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been slacking recently with saying I'm gonna put something on screen, but forgetting to do so. So I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
remember.
that had if you guys
That
watched
goes to
the
no touchdown.
if you guys watched the last episode, you'll notice that there's like twice that Will said he was going to put something up on screen and then it did not appear on screen.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really like the last episode. I didn't really like how it turned out, but I published it anyways. Uh,
I
so
liked the last episode.
no offense to you, Steven, but I think I just wasn't in a good mood that day, and because like the only reason why I pursued with it was because you got the Steven's corner, and I didn't want to make you go back home after renting it and everything.
I did all
But
this
yeah,
work and for what?
and I think my argument for that Tai Lung segment, I think I had an idea of where I wanted to take that conversation, but it just kind of didn't happen. Like it just kind of got taken somewhere else. But
I don't know.
that's fine.
It was
But wait for
Tai
today.
Lung was the villain. Deal with it.
Yeah, I really wanted to get into in depth with the how other people were responding to it, but that's besides the point. We're here today to make this episode
Yeah,
amazing.
we're here to make this one a banger to make up for the last one.
Yeah. All right. So Minecraft movie. Any other thoughts on it?
I'm
To
very
keep in mind, this is a teaser trailer. That I'm sure once it gets closer to when they're gonna actually release it, which is April 4th, which is
yeah.
funny you mentioned April 1st. April
I
4th is
did
literally
notice
like
that. I
a few
actually
days
did notice
away.
that.
Yeah,
I was like, they're releasing it so close to April 1st. It would be.
yeah.
It's just part of the joke. But I find it funny that they have like a set release date for it this far out. Which I mean, I guess like this might be a normal thing for movies. I don't know. I
And,
usually don't follow
oh yeah, I
movies.
almost forgot. I want to talk about this. A lot of people are making the comparison to when the Sonic movie trailer first dropped, and the CG on Sonic looked so bad, and the backlash was so bad that they actually delayed the movie to redo the entire movie and
Yeah,
redo Sonic.
because
A lot of
the
people
CG
are
was so
calling
bad.
a lot of people are calling for the same thing to happen with this movie. They want them to go back and reevaluate what they're doing. Like
Think about it.
make them
Think about
changes.
what you're doing here.
Yeah. A lot of people are making the argument like you can have your celebrities, your Jack Black, Jason Momoa, you can have them, but make them animated. Make them an
Make them
actual animated part of this movie because that's what the Mario movie did. They had, even though they had Chris Pratt, which we talked about,
Chris Pratt as
he,
Mario. Yeah,
he was still like voice acting. He wasn't just Chris Pratt in a Mario costume, just like
yeah.
going through the CG world.
And I do
How
think
hilarious! How
I,
hilarious would that be?
I can just imagine that. I can just imagine what that
Yeah.
would look like. Like I think, and I'm imagining because like the Mario movie actually wasn't that bad, despite like the strangeness of like there being like Nintendo making a movie based on their IP, or there being a movie based on a Nintendo IP, and how people thought it was gonna go. The movie actually turned out to not be that bad, at
Yeah,
least from
it
what I've
wasn't
heard. I haven't actually
great,
seen
but it
it.
wasn't bad.
I
And the main
haven't.
reason why is because like it's not amazing or anything, but it was passable. I'll
Passable,
say it was
yeah.
passable.
Or the
And the main
Sonic
reason
movie
was
too.
because it did create a couple of good memes when Luigi got his mustache hair ripped out. Also they had a segment where Jack Black had his own musical number, and that
What?
song ended up going viral. It
Uh,
was the peaches,
yeah,
peaches, peaches,
Peaches.
peaches, 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 peaches. Yeah, that song.
Yeah.
That went viral, which
I
was
had to
another good
stop
thing.
for a second to remember if that song was actually from the Mario movie. I couldn't remember.
It was like animated and stuff. They also had a music video by Lyrical Lemonade, who they primarily do rap music videos, but they produced a music video for where Jack Black is in this extravagant costume where he doesn't really look like Bowser, but he looks like a guy. Like
It looks like a guy.
If the Mario movie did what this movie is doing, that's how Bowser 100% would have looked. Like
Yeah.
if they wanted to
But
humanize him.
the point being that the Mario movie did what they did with like the animated characters that are voice acted by real people.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
By
And
celebrity.
like everybody was fine with it, or at least most people were fine with it.
Like
And I think
it
that if
didn't get quite the backlash that this movie is getting. We can
yeah.
definitely say that.
And I think that if they had done a similar thing with this movie, with the Minecraft movie, of like doing the CG characters that actually made sense with the CG environment, and then just had them be voice acted, and like they can still make it look good. They could have still used like the realistic texture to like make it look better than just default Minecraft and make it actually look like a movie. That's fine. That's not the problem. The texture of the game isn't the problem here. The problem is how poorly the live action characters fit into that environment. And so I think that if they just did animated characters,
just looks like it. A comparison I would like to make is, are you aware of the YouTube channel Smosh?
no. Sorry.
Basically, they made skit videos and stuff. They had a video where it was like Minecraft in real life, and the quality in their YouTube channel, by the way, the quality was basically the same of this movie, this
Yeah.
professionally made movie. So I was actually considering sending it to you for like an extra bit of homework, but I feel like like unless you want to see it,
He didn't
it is
trust
a
me
funny
to actually
video.
do the homework.
Yeah, like I'll send you it so you can at least go through it.
Yeah, that'll be for after the episode.
Yeah, but
But
yeah, the
I think
quality.
sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm trying.
I was gonna say like, cause so the Minecraft movie. I think like we could all agree that it would look better animated. But
Yes.
if you another comparison to be made, like an indirect comparison, could be the Sonic movie, because you can make the argument the Sonic movie was mostly live action with the exception of Sonic, but the reason that that worked was because it took place in the real world and not the Sonic one. Sonic basically came from his video game world to the real world, and so because it was in the real world environment, the live action worked because it made sense. That's not the case with this movie.
Yeah, and also Jim Carrey as Eggman. I mean, like that was just like good casting there, because like Jim Carrey, he's over the top to the point where he can look like a real life cartoon character. And like don't get me wrong, I love Jack Black. Like, and I have no doubt that he'll be giving it his all in this movie. But like casting him as Steve, like really just doesn't make sense.
It's kind of, I mean, it's the same idea as casting.
At least if you're looking at it as like how can like it doesn't make sense casting wise. Like if you're looking at like star power, then like it was an obvious choice.
Yeah.
But because
It's
you know
the
Jack Black,
same.
he was in a video game movie, Perman, another video game movie.
It's
But
the
yeah,
exact same sentiment as casting
I
Chris
guarantee
Pratt
you,
as Mario.
I guarantee you,
It's
they're gonna give him a song sequence in this movie.
yeah,
I'm gonna put that out there. They're gonna
but
give him a song sequence, and it's gonna
it's
be
the
about
same.
Minecraft.
It's the same
Gonna be like,
idea, or the same or at least it has the same it has the same feel as the choice to cast Chris Pratt as Mario. It's because they cast actors based on their popularity and
yeah,
not based on how well they fit the character.
yeah, and
And
it's like,
so they're casting Jack Black as Steve because Jack Black is a popular actor, not because
and
he would
he
be
was
good
in the
in the
Mario
role of
movie
Steve.
as Bowser.
Yeah,
Like,
that too.
Yeah, and it's like that casting choice made sense because his voice is like very boisterous, like monstrous, like yeah, yeah, and that's what they needed for Bowser. But with Steve, it's like
Why?
yeah, and with the like I like the idea of giving Bowser a song sequence like in the Mario movie didn't really make sense, but it made for a hilarious like viral moment. So now and then in Kung Fu
I
Panda 4, another movie that Jack Black voices a character, and they gave him a song sequence at the end because of the success of the Mario movie, even though it didn't really make sense to give his character or Jack Black a song sequence. And so I'm predicting that they're going to give him a song
yeah,
sequence in this Minecraft movie.
we're calling it right now.
Yeah.
To whom it may concern, will officially
It's gonna
calling
be,
Jack Black will have a song sequence.
it's like Minecraft, getting pickaxes, gotta go digging in the cave, gotta get the timing. It's gonna be something like that. I don't know. It's gonna be it's just gonna be over the top of him just like,
It's gonna be one of the musical performances of all time.
I mean, Jack Black, like he has his own band, Tenacious D. So it's like he's been making music, but it's just like whether or not it makes sense in the context of a movie. It's just like, I mean, he has a movie called School of Rock where he does like singing in it, and it's like it makes sense because that movie is about rock music. But
Yeah,
like
the movie's about
movies,
that just made me think of a random thing. What if you had a movie that was literally like about music? Like the whole premise of the movie was just a certain genre of music, and there was not a single song in the entire movie.
wait, so it's about music, but there's no song.
Yeah, there's no song in the entire movie that is, even though the movie's literally about music.
I mean, there's movies about like musical artists and like music executives and like people going to music school. But like, I mean, I guess the closest comparison I can make is Whiplash, which is about a drummer who like has a domineering teacher who is like trying to make the best drummer ever, but it's like very abusive and stuff. There's like music segments in it, but it's not really like. I don't know. That's a weird idea.
Yeah, it was just something that I randomly thought.
How about you call the movie music? The movie is literally called Music, and there's not one musical piece.
Music the movie.
I wonder what. Because like every single movie has like a musical score and has like music like on a soundtrack that like plays during certain scenes or whatnot, whether it be in the background or whatever. And I don't know. That's a weird idea.
It is an idea.
It is an idea.
Yeah.
How about you have a movie based on Beethoven and you have it from the perspective of him who's deaf.
Who's deaf? Yeah. There's just no sound in the entire movie.
I know he's like he wasn't always deaf. Like over time he lost his hearing. But like, what if you just made a movie where it's like it's just no sound and it's like always from the perspective of Beethoven? He's like walking around. He's like looking down on the piano, hitting keys, and he just sees the crowd going crazy, like woo!
Everybody in the movie just speaks in sign language. So you just have to know sign language as a prerequisite to watch the movie.
No, it's just subtitles. It'll be like a silent film, but when silent films had music that basically acted as the
Yeah,
dialogue.
there's just
This is
no
going to be-
audio. There's just no audio at all for the entire movie.
No. That's gonna be like there'll be like walking sounds. There'll be like all other sounds, but just
Oh.
no music.
Yeah,
In a movie that's about a music person.
Yes.
Alright.
Warner Brothers, we've got
you know what?
your next movie
You know what,
idea for you.
Steven? You know what? That idea of no music perfectly transitions into my next topic. And it might be the last topic, depending on how long it's been already. How long have we been going?
We have been rolling for 54 minutes.
Yeah, we've been talking about that Minecraft movie for a while, so this might be the last topic.
This one is in fact going to be a certified banger.
All right, so Steven.
Yes.
So there's a trend going around, and this involves flying on planes. Not really about flying, but like being on a plane.
I'm already terrified. Anytime
Yeah,
there's a trend, and it's like about something
it's
that I know.
possible you may have heard this before, and the term I'm about to use, this is what they're calling it. I will explain it, but basically there's a trend going around called raw dogging a flight.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I've definitely heard of this.
And the premise of this, in order to raw dog a flight, is you're gonna listen to no music, watch no movies, have no entertainment, and all you're gonna do throughout the entire flight is watch the flight map or just read the safety instructions, whatever you have. It's just the entire plane. You're just looking forward, and you're just watching that flight map, or you're just reading the instruction manual or safety manual.
Oh boy,
That's all you're able to. That's all you're able to look at.
Such an interesting flight map. Yeah. So for context, this practice of raw dogging flights is actually something that has been around for quite a while, and it has given rise to the term raw dogging in general to just mean like doing something like without, like assistance, or like basically just like not having like
So that guy we were talking about earlier, he would definitely be the type to raw dog a flight. You could say like the guy with no airbags. You could say he's raw
dogging driving. Yes.
Raw dogging driving. No seatbelt. It's gonna be like no seatbelt, no airbags, no windows, no doors, just a wheel.
No windows,
pedal.
no doors. Bro has the minimalist car.
He's raw dogging it.
Raw dogging
raw
it.
dogging a drive. He's driving from California to New York, and that's all he is.
That's all he's got.
No music, no listening to nothing. He's just gonna listen to the driving noise.
Oh my gosh. That is Yep.
We can start looking at other things we can raw dog. Like, what if I were to raw dog a class? Just like
no textbooks, no computer, no pencil.
Just like all you're doing is looking at the posters on the wall, or like you're just looking at the walls in the classroom, just like, yeah.
Yes.
I'm raw dogging this class. You know what? What if we do how about next episode?
We're at raw dog an episode.
We're gonna raw dog an episode. No topics, no talking. We're just gonna look at our cameras.
It's gonna be just like the like first few episodes where Will just picked up something in his room and we talked about it. It's just gonna be that.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. If I pick up something like this, then we just I mean, the idea of raw dogging is the fact that we're just focusing on something, not that we're just talking about something.
Yeah, and also I do want to point out, since Will actually told me before the episode started that I was going to be allowed to make a joke for this topic, but the term raw dogging, and you may know this or you may not, depending on how innocent you are, the term raw dogging actually originally stems from a term in the bedroom, essentially, which is basically doing it with someone without protection.
Yeah, hitting it raw.
Hitting it raw, yes.
Yeah.
That
So
is-
the term raw dogging could also refer to that, but in this case, we're referring to basically sensory deprivation of just
Yeah.
like no entertainment. Like that's the idea of it. It's just like no entertainment, no indulgence.
It's a
Just
translation of, like, it went from basically doing something without protection to just doing something without anything in general.
without any stimulation of the brain,
Yeah.
basically.
That's kind
And
of
these
what it
videos-
evolved into.
Like these videos of these guys just staring intently at the flight maps, it's pretty hilarious. Just the idea
Just
that
like,
the entire
oh
time
boy,
you
that's
just see them, and they're just
a
like-
real interesting flight map. Oh, looks like we're just passing over this random patch of green here. Oh, so interesting.
Yeah, I'm raw dogging this camera right now. I'm just looking at this green light on my MacBook. Wow, that's a green light I'm looking into.
Oh, it's so green.
So green. It looks neon green. Maybe
It
even
looks
a
beyond
lime green.
It looks
And
beyond
people
green.
watching this, they're just like, Will, stop looking at me. You're making me uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't care. I'm looking at this green light.
I will look at you. I will make you uncomfortable, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And this entire time, I've been raw dogging this Packers and Eagles game, just looking at it. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, in case you're wondering, it's halftime right now, and it's 19-14 with the Packers winning.
Is Taylor
let's see
Swift
if they-
Taylor Swift doing a number?
That was a comment you could have made for the Chiefs and Ravens game, because the Chiefs are the ones that are associated with Taylor Swift, because
Okay.
Taylor Swift is dating a Chiefs
see. I
player.
don't know like the politics of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's
and
another thing I wanted to
NFL
talk
teams.
about. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to bring it back
I
to
just
the
know-
Ravens and Chiefs.
I just know,
Uh,
like, my knowledge, before Will explains the topic in detail, my knowledge on the subject is just that I know that Taylor Swift does performances at NFL games. That's all I know. So Will can go into more
let me
detail.
explain. So, Travis Kelce, he is a wide receiver. I think, or a tight end, maybe. I forgot exactly. He's
Wait,
the
I
guy who
think-
catches
Hold
balls.
on.
In the,
I got
football.
this. I think I remember from a video that I saw. Travis Kelce is a
Oh,
tight end.
actually, Eagles just made a field goal right before halftime, so now it's
I'm calling it
19-17.
right now. Yeah. Football tight end. Travis Kelce. He's a tight end.
Yeah, he's a tight end. Which is just a specific type of wide receiver.
It
so.
won't focus, but I was right. I
Yeah.
knew something about the NFL.
My mic's not picking up the clapping. We were talking about this earlier. The mic not picking up certain sounds.
I knew something about the NFL. Will's so proud of me.
Anyways, Travis Kelce, he is the one who's dating Taylor Swift. And at every Chiefs
Oh.
game, Taylor Swift
Oh,
is
that
always
makes-
in attendance.
That makes a lot more sense, actually.
Yes.
I did not
And,
realize that it
Taylor
was a
Swift
dating
is in attendance,
situation.
And every time every time Travis Kelce does something impressive, like he has a good amount of yardage, it cuts to Taylor Swift just being like, "Yeah, that's my man.
That's my boy.
That's my boyfriend. Yeah."
Oh yeah.
Yes. And since then, Travis Kelce has been doing a lot more like commercials. He's been like and what's funny is me and one of my roommates, we were like watching it, and the commentators just kept talking about Travis Kelce, like, man, this guy Travis Kelce, he just has it all. He has
He just
a
has
super
it
strong
all.
girlfriend. He's just making a lot of money. He's just in a lot of commercials. And my roommate, he was like, man, they are on this guy's balls right now. And it's like, And I was like, yep, they are, because that's all they ever talk about. And that's why a lot of people are getting tired of this Chiefs team. They're constantly winning Super Bowls. They have very suspicious things going on in games where the referees are always on their side and like
Wasn't
rigging
wait,
things.
hold on. So I wanna point out something. We actually covered a topic before on the podcast very briefly where there was a certain NFL team that was like not being able to catch the ball at all, and I think that was the Chiefs.
Yeah, during the regular season, they were having trouble catching the football. It was one guy in particular, Kadarius Toney, who kept on dropping the ball. And it's like, but despite the fact that they were doing badly during the regular season, they still made it to the postseason. And once they got to the playoffs, they just made it to the Super Bowl and won it. Like, so everyone is just like, it doesn't matter what they do during the regular season, they're gonna make the playoffs anyways. But now the Chiefs are looking better. They got more players that are actually good and can catch the ball. They only ever dropped the ball a couple of times during this Ravens Chiefs game, which is funny that they're still dropping it, but it's just like it's less than what it was. So it's like, yeah, we did talk about that. And I even seen the video.
Yeah,
of, like,
it was just like a compilation of just receivers on the Chiefs just getting thrown like the most catchable, like the cleanest, most
balls.
perfect passes, and just like dropping, like not even just missing the. They would catch the ball and then immediately just not be able to hold on to it. It was wild.
It and be like, yeah.
It was so. It was like it was.
It was like I had traveled back to middle school just watching these kids just struggling to hold on to the ball.
Yes.
Yeah. So and but despite that, they still won the Super Bowl, the national championship. So
somehow,
yeah. And they've won back to back. So right now the conversation is, will the Chiefs three-peat, basically repeat a win a third time, which has apparently never happened before in the Super Bowl era of the NFL. So yeah. And so with that, in combination with like the whole Travis Kelce Taylor Swift things, if you're not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you just hate that team. You just absolutely hate them because of how much coverage they get and how annoying they are. Like I know someone who's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and even he's tired. Like he hates having to hear about Taylor Swift every time he watches a game. So yeah, that's how the NFL is currently. But yeah, it should still be fun. I mean, and the thing about the Falcons is they're going to be facing the Chiefs in a couple weeks. So yeah, you can expect me to make a video on that game when it happens on my new channel. Wanted to plug it another time. It's called ILL, and that's where I'm going to be talking about the NFL. And we also have a Discord server, and I also plug our Who channel if you want to go look at our skit content. Or they're not even skits; they're just us messing around and like me editing it to be like basically a shitpost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Anyways, that is, I believe that's our episode. That was quite the banger, wasn't it?
Indeed, correct me if I'm wrong. Indeed, it was. It was indeed quite the banger.
Yep. And let's end it as we know, with our traditional banger way.
And as always, please like and subscribe.
Are we saying at the same time? What are we saying?
I have no idea.
All right, let's trade. Let's trade bars real quick. Right. And as always,
please like and subscribe for another episode
of
To Whom It May Concern. Podcast
out.